thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's a pleasure to have you all here. I'm not actually in my bedroom at all, as you probably guessed. I'm at a fantastic venue in Leamington Spa. My bedroom is huge. It's pretty big, isn't it? I'm in a fantastic venue called the Pump Rooms in Leamington Spa, and I have some pretty amazing people who I'd like to introduce you to. So let's go and say hello.
Hey, there they are. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming today. And I have something very exciting to talk to you about. And before we get started today, I want to ask everybody in the room to take part in a very short exercise. I'd like you to turn to the person on your left or your right, extend a handshake, and introduce yourselves with your names. Go ahead and do that now. Don't be shy now. That's great. Beautiful. Now that we're all a little bit more acquainted, it feels nice, doesn't it, to extend a greeting and be met back with a response. We feel that satisfaction of reciprocation because we all hold a desire deep down to be connected to one another, whether it's to our friends and family at home, to the people we met seconds ago in this room, and strangely enough, even to people who we've never met in real life. Now, let me explain who I mean. So all of us are constantly exposed to influencers and personalities in the media every single day, whether we like them or not, right? And for some of them, we grow to favor their content, and we support them by consuming that content, by going to a show, maybe downloading their latest song, or sharing posts on social media. Whatever way we can really get behind them and show our support, we do. But my question is this: why do we show such selfless support for people that we have never met in real life and we don't know on a personal level? What's in it for us? Well, the simple answer is, number one, usually the content is good. But more importantly, number two, I think we are happy to be known as fans, as fanboys and fangirls. We enjoy watching a journey that is not our own unfold and watching somebody else be successful in what they're good at. However, this is usually a one-way relationship between the influencer and the fan. The fan will pour their passion into really getting behind their favorite people. They'll extend that handshake, much like you just did, but they're not often met back with a response. Reciprocation in this situation between fan and influencer is very rare. So this distance is created, and a mystique develops around our influencer, who has this now like celebrity aura. They seem like they're unreachable, untouchable. And this perception divides the two, and it actually builds a great big brick wall in between. So other than the content that we consume from them, we are otherwise excluded from their personal lives. Now, this is how it should be, because everybody needs their privacy, right? We all need our walls because they're cozy and they're safe. So the supporter is left with a keyhole, a pinhole in this brick wall through which they're still consuming content whenever it's fed to them. But this is never enough. Social media has played a huge role in poking out some of the bricks in this wall. So now we kind of do get a day-to-day insight into our influencers and what they're up to. However, for the influencer on the other side, this poses kind of a big problem. What content can they now offer that is going to be unique, that's going to be refreshing, that is going to be something that the audience can't already see or expect? So this is where we rip up the rule book completely, And we choose to get even closer to our audience and ease off on the traditional barriers that we so commonly see wedged between the influencer and the supporter. We've got to get closer to our audiences. So I'm here to talk to you about live streaming and how I'm using it as a window in my wall. A window which me as an influencer, I can open and close as and when I choose, so I can keep my privacy. Only this time, my audience gets a unique insight into my life on a day-to-day basis. So before live streaming and before music, I'm a musician, came TV. And at around 8 or 9 years old, I decided that I wanted to be a TV presenter. I wanted to be a newsreader. And I fell in love with this idea of what I thought was somebody staring down a camera and addressing an audience by pulling phrases and words off the top of their head spontaneously. And I wanted to be able to do that. I wanted to be that articulate. So I would practice this at home, in my bedroom, at a poster that I had of Peter Andre. And I would tell Peter of all the goings-on in the world, good and bad, and Peter would just have to sit there and take it. But eventually, my mother taught me what a teleprompter was. And all of a sudden, there was this magic that was stripped away from what I'd seen in these TV presenters before. I knew that everything was scripted all of a sudden. And I lost interest. Because if I wasn't able to say it my way, there was absolutely no way at all. Fast forward a number of years later, and now going off script is what I do best. And it's enabled my younger, more spontaneous self to live on a little through what I'm doing with live streaming, where I'm connecting with an audience in a way I never thought possible. Now, I'm an independent musician, and I've always strived to build a connection with my audience that is like no other. I've always gone down the non-traditional routes, and I've always tried to bridge the gap between the two. Metaphorically speaking, I always aim to lift the barriers at the show, send the security team home, and invite my audience on stage to live out the experience with me. That's not a cue, by the way. You can stay where you're seated. So I started experimenting with live streaming and capturing little moments of my life, whether I be at home writing a song in the living room, in the studio laying down a vocal track, or, I don't know, walking my dog, Roxy, who weirdly enough became a popular live streaming personality herself at one point. So it's like this. Live streaming is not widely accepted by a lot of people because it kind of feels unnatural, right? To live stream your life for the world to see. Well, give it a chance, because I found in just a short time how valuable it could be to me as an independent musician. And it actually taught me to be more like my spontaneous younger self. So who am I to be talking to you about live streaming today? What makes me relevant in the field? Well, I've been live streaming for about 2 years now. I've been a musician for over 8 years. And the two go hand in hand. I love sharing my music online. I really, really enjoy it. It's great. I do it every single day. But further to this, I enjoy empowering the younger people that are watching to chase their own musical aspirations by giving them that window in the wall through which they can watch the development of an independent artist, me. So they can see my ups and they can see my downs. They can see my failures and my successes. It's the rawest form of content out there. I'm very proud to say that I'm one of the very first musicians to be making a living from my music through live streaming. And that's without even having to sell a single record. I know, I was surprised as well. But yeah, that's how it is for me right now. I'm making a living through live streaming. Now, this isn't to say that my music isn't available on iTunes or Spotify and places like that, because it is. But further to this, the viewers now have the option to tip me whenever I broadcast, however much they choose. And more importantly, I have the opportunity to reciprocate in real time with each individual. Now, the audience can participate in this way and in many other ways. And to a certain extent, they have control over what they see and what they hear. It's all very exciting stuff. This is participation media. And what better way to show you what it's all about than by going live today? So everybody on YouNow, thank you so much for tuning in and waiting for your shining moment. That's awesome of you. I would love for everybody in the broadcast to type where you're from, where you're tuned in from in the world. That would be really cool for everybody here to see. And throw up some love hearts in the chat for my friends here at TEDx Talks. That would be awesome. Thank you, guys. And while you do that, I'm going to turn the camera around, and audience here at TEDx, give YouNow a wave on the camera just here. That's wonderful. Thank you. Just so you can all meet one another. Brilliant. Fantastic. So this is YouNow, and this is a broadcasting platform that I use on a day-to-day basis to connect with my following. So they can interact in a number of ways. They can drop emojis, they can drop stickers, they can obviously send comments and provoke a response from me, the broadcaster. And instead of sitting back and passively watching, they actually have the option of participating on what's happening on their TV screens in front of them. To quote Adi Seidman, who's the CEO of YouNow, he says, "People don't want to lean in, they want to jump in." And I think that really captures the essence of what live streaming is about. So I want to try something that's a little bit unrehearsed today. What are you guys saying, huh? Thank you for all the love in the chat. It's not very often that the audience get an applause. So I want to try a little something with you right now. Everybody on YouNow, if you could drop some applause for the lovely audience we have here at TEDx Talks, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Nomad. Thank you very much. Keep the applauses coming in. Thank you, Tiger Muskie. And while you guys do that, everybody here at TEDx Talks, maybe we could all give the viewers at home a round of applause too. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you very much. Okay, something a little different, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought it would be worthwhile to introduce you to this live world that I found myself stepping into every single day. It's really incredible, and you can get a kind of idea of how exciting it must be for the audience member at home to have that feeling, that sense of anything can happen. And anything can happen. It's completely live and sometimes terrifying, but it's really, really great fun. For me, this is the very first time that I can interact with my audience at the earliest stages of a single release. So they can be with me when I'm writing the track on day one. I can then choose to take them to the studio so they can watch the development of that track. And then come release day, they feel a stronger connection to that song because they've been there since the very beginning. And not only have they seen the behind the scenes, they've seen it in real time. Last year, in 2016, I sat back and watched something incredible happen on a broadcast. It was release day for me, and I had a song out that day, and I decided to jump on YouNow to give it a little last kind of promotion, last-minute push. And it was early in the morning. I'd only just jumped on, and I watched as this incredible community on YouNow rallied around one of my broadcasts to help me succeed in getting the song into the iTunes UK charts. And within a matter of hours, they'd helped me to push it up to the top 15, which is unbelievable. Now, that level of support deserves reciprocation. Any level of support deserves reciprocation. So let's do it. Live streaming is capturing us for who we really are, and it's broadcasting moments as they happen, where there's no script, there's no teleprompter, which might sound a bit scary, and it is. It's terrifying sometimes, but scary is good. So as influencers, let's learn to invite the world in and reciprocate with our supporters, because we should. And as supporters, let's live in the moment with our favorite content creators, because we can. And finally, everybody here today, let's learn to be a little bit more spontaneous, because it's the unrehearsed moments in our lives that actually turn out to be the most fun. Thank you so much.